What's up, my Makokos, Raid Pros, and Bonk Bros? Welcome to another video. Defender here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Now, SmartGate have just released some information on the next update for the week, and it looks like we're going to be getting our Halloween update a little bit early, and with a lot of extra content that I don't think people were aware of. So first of all, right off the bat, we have the new Mystic Raid. And this is something akin to, I believe, Argos. So if you're familiar with Argos, this is something similar. And we have a once a week clear for the entire roster, so make sure you're choosing it on the character that you want to play it on. It's not like Argos where you can take as many as you want. So it's once a week. And we're going to be getting some form of currency that we can spend at a vendor afterwards. As far as I know, there isn't any new gear involved in this. It's just going to be a vendor with maybe materials and some Una stuff, maybe some currencies, cards, etc. But I don't have access to the vendor information, so I don't know. But yeah, a new 3-gate raid to take on, and it's only going to be here for 3 weeks, so we need to make sure we make the most of that and jump into it immediately. And next we have the new Inferno difficulty released for Vicas. Familiar with Volton, this is the same thing, except Vicas obviously is, most would argue, a much harder raid, mechanically and in terms of damage and, well, boss functionality as well. So this will be interesting to see people approach and go for Deathless. I think it's going to be very, very difficult, so we'll have to see people when they stream how they get on. Next, we get the Achates Trial Guardian, and this is going to be something similar to the Infernos, where you go through your book of coordination, okay, and you're going to be setting up your class to go into it through the book of coordination here, and you're going to be selecting, your skills and your engravings, your levels, etc., and it's going to be normalized. So that's something to consider when we're going for this. It's going to be normalized content, 4-person, and it's supposed to be quite difficult. So another challenge that we're all looking forward to, which is fantastic. So these are the big PvE updates. I think they're all fantastic. Really looking forward to all of these. And then we jump into the new season for PvP. Now, I'm not really a PvP player myself, but this is good news for everybody across the board, not just for PvPers, okay? So if you're a PvPer, this is fantastic. You've been waiting long enough for the next season, and it's the same situation as before. The vendor's back, the ranking system's back, and then at the end of the season, you get rewards based on how you do in terms of your ranks, okay? But for everybody, what this means is the vendor's back, and so we can get access to the materials that we used to have in Season 1. So for everyone looking to juice up their mains or their ults, this is a must, okay? I mentioned it in my video before talking about preparing for the new classes release, like Reaper and Summoner, how the coins from PvP, the courage coins, are really, really useful every week. The higher the rank you get and you maintain, the more coins you get, and this can be used to get honor shards, destruction and guardian stones, leap stones, you name it. This is the one-stop shop to go to every week and use up all of your coins that you get and stock up on these materials, because there's a finite amount everywhere as it is. So one more access point for more materials. So let's make sure we get out our courage coins and grind onto the PvP again. Okay, so don't miss out on that when that happens. We're getting a new island as well. It is a temporary island, but it does show that it has an island soul, which is interesting. And there's going to be an event there which you can do Una's task for. We're going to have cards, we're going to have honing materials. It's going to be a bunch of stuff. So it's going to stay until the start of December, so let's make sure we get on top of that and we get the most out of that before it goes away, especially Island Soul if you're into your horizontal content. And, it does come back at some point, I believe, but, if we can get it now, we don't have to worry about it then. Some more quality of life stuff, Fever Time events, that's great. And then we go on to the skins, which I believe is what most people are interested in, what most people probably click on the videos for, are access to the cosmetics. And these are some of the ones that it's showing we're available to. I'm not really a fan of any of these, but, they do apply to some people, they do appeal to some people. So if you're looking to try out any of these looks, they are going to be in the store in Naria's wardrobe, I believe it's called. Okay, and then we have access to what the Halloween event's going to bring in terms of its loot. So we have the pet, we have some of the skins. They don't really showcase it very well here, but we can actually click through to the original Korean one on OnStove, and we can see a bit more on what that means. So if we go over to this page here, we can take a look at what the event was originally. So we can assume it's going to be the same for us, maybe with some tweaks due to the class releases that we had. Okay, so if you haven't seen the trailer's on their Twitter, their YouTube, and you can go to the link I'll put in the description below to this page, and you can watch the original trailer here with all the skins, the pets, etc. Okay, now as far as I know, the skins aren't dyeable. Okay, so don't quote me on that, but from what I believe, they aren't dyeable. So when you're purchasing these items, just have that in mind that they can't be changed because they are older ones. Okay, so similar to some of the previous skins we had before, they can't be changed. Okay, so these are some of the previews of the skins and the weapons, and you'll be glad to know that this is actually considered a weapon, and we'll go into that now. So if we have a quick look at the warrior, so the warrior one's first. Now, I believe the paladin isn't included here because it wasn't actually out when this was released in Korea originally. I could be wrong, but so these are the gun lancer, the berserker, and the destroyer. Very, very weird, but also really cool looking items. And again, this is for the martial artist. And this is the Solstice one. I think this one's awesome. So anyone that loves a cute little pet, this is going to be your Solstice weapon. So I'm sure I'll be seeing that cropping up a lot. And I believe it's either the War Dancer or the Striker doesn't have one because it wasn't out in Korea. But I'm assuming if it is out for both of them, it will be the same set of skeleton gauntlets for both. And then we have the Artillerist, the Sharpshooter, and the gun users, so the Gunslinger and the Deadeye. Magicians. Now I believe we have Bard, Arcana, and Sorceress or Summoner. Okay, so those are what they would look like. And then if we go into the Assassin classes, I don't believe Reaper's included in this because it wasn't out for them and it isn't out for us yet, but you might be able to store the skin for the Reaper release and then try it on her because they do have a Reaper version over in Korea. And if we look at the mount, now the mount actually has quite a few animations. Perhaps it's in the trailer above if we can find it. There we go, there's some of the animations for the mount. Okay, so it does have some animations tied to it, which they haven't really showed off, but you know, we can expect to have more than just this image, so it might appeal to some. It doesn't personally appeal to me, but it might appeal to some of you. And this is the pet that you get as well, so it's a pumpkin broomstick, which reminds me, pumpkin, we also currently have a Twitch drop going, so if you're not already, go check out on Twitch some of the streamers. You can get a pumpkin head. You know, I won't list some of the streams because there's infinite amount of people you can check out that are all fantastic. So just go over to twitch.tv/LostArk or games/LostArk. Have a look through all the different streamers and just watch one of these for 2 hours and get yourself a pumpkin head. So, you know, it's not the best, but it's free, so we can't really complain too much. And then lastly, something that they haven't put on the main one, which I was surprised. In Korea, they actually had a ship skin released, and it's, I believe it's called Nosferatu, and it's a very interesting looking one. You know, a lot of people will probably like the look of this, especially with the effects and the colors. So very, very interesting. I'm personally just not going to swap from the turtle one just because of the quality of life boost that it automatically boosts for you whenever you fast travel and put roots in. But this is a nice one, and yeah, it might be something that appeals to people. So those are the updates we've got. We've got lots of skins. We have some of the harder difficulty content for PvE, and we're also getting a short-term island that's around till December. So make sure we make the most of all these and we jump into it as quick as possible. PvP vendor as well as the biggest one. I really want you to remember that. Make sure that you're doing your PvP every week, because now there's going to be an incentive to go back in and do the weekly Unas for the high leapstones, the greater leapstones, great honor leapstones that we weren't using before because that wasn't competitive season. You probably weren't doing it. You were just doing your 2 boss threshers and maybe something else like I was. Now there's an incentive to actually go in there and do that weekly, as well as earning ranks to spend those courage coins. Okay, so that is a big advantage. And I put some footage over the video today just to show you what some of the skins look like, the options in the boxes that you can choose, just to give you some idea before you go in and start buying these things, what they're what potential they have. Okay, but that's it from me today, everybody. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure if you enjoyed the video or enjoy the content that you remember to subscribe and like the video so we can bump it up into the algorithm so that more people can find us. We'd really appreciate that. And let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this update? Is it a good one? I mean, do you like the skins? They're not dyeable, so it does have some effect on what people are going to say and what they're going to want to do with them. It takes away a little bit of the uniqueness from wearing these things, but I think it's fun. It looks like it's going to be a fun Halloween update, a little bit goofy in places, and then, you know, just a little bit more uniqueness for people to wear and dress up, so that's always a plus. What do you guys think? So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what things you're interested in getting, what you might want to have seen from the event, and the new event, the new raid event as well. What do we think of that? Do we think it's going to be hard? I mean, it's only around for 3 weeks, so we're going to have to really make sure we clear it every week if we want what's on the vendor. But I think this is going to be a nice quality of life change from Argos and Vulcan and stuff, just to add in more content. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.